Sign here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing another showcase video. Today I'm going to be showing you Origin. This is my Mexican edition, created by Panini Manga, as you guys can see right there. It's a story by Boichi, and the title is Origin. This was a Kodansha title, as far as I remember. I'm not really sure which magazine it came out in, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out in the US here this year. Kodansha is going to publish it, and I think it's supposed to be set for September. Or it might be October. I don't really remember, but if someone does, fact check me down below in the comments. But the point is that I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to show you it, and I will try to also tell you about the story. So this is an edition from Mexico. This is a B6 size. So let me go get some Western comic books. Some Western manga or American manga to show you the size comparison really quickly. So for the sake of quick and dirty comparisons, here's a 7 Seas title. Basically the same size, and it should be the same depth. Yeah, here's a normal Tinkelbon, Kodansha. This one's slightly taller, and it's about the same depth as well. Probably a little bit less. And then here is a Square Enix book. This one is the Viz Sig size, and this one is significantly taller. And again, the depth is actually not the same. This one is bigger than the Mexican edition. So it's a Japanese B6. It's the same size that it was in Japan, I think. And it's basically the seinen size. And Origin is a story by Boichi. It's basically a sci-fi series. It reminds me a little bit of Terminator, a little bit of WALL-E, and a little bit about, or kind of is similar to iRobot. So it deals with this robot called Origin, who is the first robot of his kind. And his father created him, and his father died. And at one point, his father told him, live as you think a human should live. And so Origin tries to live like this. However, one day he realizes that he has siblings, that there's other robots like him, based on him, that are older than, or that are younger than him, that are attacking humans. And then he basically ends up kind of having to go into this arms race of sorts with his siblings, against his siblings, in order to see which of them achieves true sentience first. And once he does, he has to take down his younger siblings. And so it's a very interesting action manga. There's a lot of things that remind me of Terminator. There's a lot of things that remind me of iRobot. And it's a pretty cool story. The thing is that it's mostly sci-fi for all of this portion of the story. And then this last volume kind of deals more into fantasy, in the sense that most science fiction stories deal with fantasy once they get into a certain level of science. Because, you know, there's that crazy old saying that, you know, science and magic are indistinguishable at a certain level. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Arthur C. Clarke that said that. But that kind of thing holds. And it's very similar to what happens in Interstellar or on Arrival, you know, those different movies, where like there's a certain point where the story, the logic of the story breaks because the scientific aspect is too complicated to really explain properly. And so it feels like a fantasy kind of situation. And that happens in the later part of 9 and into 10. So, you know, you might think that the story ends badly, but I personally found it to be pretty enjoyable. So let's actually take a look here. I have to remove these so that I can actually move these freely. So I'm going to show you the covers and then some of the stuff that happens inside them. So here you go. Here's number 1. I really like this cover a lot, actually. I like all of them. Here's the spine. Here's the back. And here's the thing that some manga from Mexico come with. And it's a bookmark. And it's the same image as this. And the backside is just the title. And I think it's a really good one. I really like this. They usually put them in the first volume so that when you collect the rest of the series, you have a matching bookmark. And I think it's really, really good marketing. And it's something that I wish the US did a lot more of, but I just don't think it's really likely to happen. So there you go. This is probably one of my favorite bookmarks that I've gotten from manga merchandise kind of stuff. So here's what the inside of this looks. It's kind of the same, but in a kind of negative, I guess. And then in the back, it has the number that matches to the volume, right? So yeah. Inside the book, we have a few color pages. That's Origin right there. Classic Boichi like recreation of that kind of image there. And then this is Origin again before the start of the story. Now I can't really flip through here too much because this is a very adult manga. There's a lot of adult situations. If you know Sunken Rock, you'll kind of know some of the things that happen here that are kind of likely to happen. But overall, very cool stuff. I really enjoyed the action aspects of this story. So there you go. That's Origin number 1. Here's Origin number 2. Love this one as well. I really enjoy this aspect here of the cybernetic version of the human body. The back is pretty empty. The spine here is a kind of orange green color. And there's no more color pages in these books at all. But that image is different from the one in front, so that's cool. Same kind of negative thing here, and the same thing back here. I really like these black negatives that they have. So there you go. Number 3. Again, really enjoy this kind of sci-fi cybernetic enhancement kind of look thing that it has. This one is kind of different. This one actually is more of a negative than the first ones. And same thing in the back, as always. Here we have Origin facing off against one of his brothers. The side here is kind of green-blue. Here's the back. This is Hirose, I think is her name. I don't remember. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Mai Hirose. And she is a human girl who happens to be some sort of, super engineer who befriends Origin throughout the story and is a pivotal part in the story. And I really like her as a character. She's really, really great. Although there's some situations that happen that are pretty interesting and that are definitely sad for sure. Here's Origin number 5. Blue, right there. Very nice. Here's number 6. I really like this cover, but you can really tell that Boichi only has 5 faces that he can make with with this one. I really don't care. I have no problems with it. This one is basically teenage Suika, and here's a little android that looks like Chrome. Actually, I do think Origin looks like Chrome. So, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I don't really care too much about authors or mangaka not being able to make that many creations or faces and stuff like that. I think it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's not just the character design that you're looking at, or like the face of the character that you're looking at. The character design is encompassed by everything about the character. The way they dress, the hair color, the way they interact and stuff like that. And it really bothers me when people say Hiromashima is uncreative because he gets paid to draw the same 2 characters all the time, right? But the thing is that people like that. That's why they pay him to do it. And he really has a lot of creativity and a lot of ability to make more than 2 character designs. He just chooses not to because there's no need for him to do so, right? And when he does, it's great. This is probably my favorite cover in the whole thing. I just really like this one with Mai holding Origin's body. And this guy looks like Origin's father, but he's basically more or less an older version of Origin, as you guys can kind of see there. Here's number 9. This one's cool, but it's not really my favorite, although it looks pretty interesting. I think that's a slice of cheese. I don't remember the concept behind this, but it's pretty funny. Here's the inside. Here's the negative image. And yeah, this one has some cheesecake there on the cover. And this is Origin's brother, the one that's kind of the main mastermind. And the back here matches the image that was inside the first volume. And there's no color page here, although I really wish that there was a color page, especially since we've seen it before in that first volume. It would have been nice to just have it there again. And I'm not going to flip through this volume because I might accidentally spoil stuff. So there you go. That's really all there is to it. And I hope that once it comes out in the US, we get more recognition for Boichi's great work, and hopefully get Sunken Rock here in the US as well. But I don't think it's going to be likely to get that one, but hopefully, if Boichi makes other series, we'll get them too. And we'll get Origin, we'll get, Wallman, Hotel, there's Sunken Rock, then there's Dr. Stone, of course, which we already have. There's the Terraformars Gaiden story that he did. There's one he did for Trigun, I think. And there's a few other things. There's this guy, there's this story called Space Chef Kaiser, I think, which was kind of a hentai. You know, there's a new story that Boichi's working on, but I don't know when it comes out. So hopefully, if Origin does well in the US, once they finish releasing it here by Kodansha, that means we get access to more of Boichi's works, because he is one of the best artists out there that really just doesn't get any love here in the US. So there you go. That's my showcase for Origin.